Afternoon. So this is going to encompass a couple of things, but the the by-election, can't remember how to say where it was. I wasn't really paying that much attention to it, but it did seem to be very important for a lot of people. And it's funny now, you can see that there's like people like me. I just find it funny that Reform lost, and the people that have voted um, for an Islamic communist party and all the shenanigans that would undoubtedly have been going on in getting that victory, they're going to have to live with that now. I mean, good luck. And is that is that a sign of what's going to happen in the next general election? Um, I don't know. I just saw Jeff Taylor video earlier, and I like Jeff. I think he's a very very nice guy. Jeff has never been shy of stating his preference, and he is slightly like an older guard. I believe that he, for a very long time, he was absolutely supportive of Nigel Farage. He's very much involved with the sort of Israel's interests. I would think that's not unfair for me to say that, although he's extremely pro-Christian. He states his Christianity constantly, and so I like Jeff. He's nice, and his mate Richard. They're all right. But his tone was very much like, this is a dire, if the Greens were to win the next general election. So if there was a snap general election and the Greens won, I'd piss my pants. I'd find it funny because that would just bring on the inevitable revolution that seems like it has to happen. And people like Jeff and others on that side think that it's possible to avoid it. And I don't know whether they really believe that it's possible to avoid it deep down, or whether that's sort of just, what they say openly, sort of trying to wish it into reality. So I don't care, to be honest with you. I notice now what seems to be happening is the right is dividing. And for a long time I was like, oh, can't keep dividing the right. And I'm just thinking, no, actually, no, let it divide. Let it be clearer. You can't be everything to everyone. You have to be very clear. Now, I would say right here, right now, at this moment, after being a member of Restore, reading through a lot of their policies, I really like what I see, and the fact that Rupert Lowe has said that he would ban kosher slaughter as well as halal slaughter. Anything that's not stunned, and then immediately this is the thing, because I know there is now forms of sort of, they call it stunned halal, but I don't think that the animal, the beast. Sorry, this is going to be gruesome. The warning, but after stunning, the beast needs to have its spinal column cut. It needs to go through that, so it's instant death. Whereas the halal, and I believe the kosher side, is they're cut and they're allowed to bleed out slowly, so that they can properly listen to the prayer in Yiddish, I guess, or in Arabic, because that's important to the beast to hear that, to know it's going on to the right place. So yeah, he said he's going to ban that. So I don't think for a minute that Rupert would have any interest in going out to the Middle East and kissing a wall. I just don't think he would. And if he does, I'll criticise him for it. But we do seem to be dividing into these two categories. And this slur, ethno-nat, is losing all its power, because I too once criticised the ethno-nats, and I decided I was a civic nat, and I just think over time I've sort of just grown to realise that if you can't say exactly what something is, if you can't define the English, the Welsh, etc., or the British in general as a certain ethnic group, then it doesn't exist, you know. So you have to be able to say, no, that's our ethnic group, and this is the ethnic group that will be put first on the list for things. And if you can't have that, then you lose the country. And so I am far closer to the opinion of Steve Laws. I think Steve Laws' sort of his position is like the Donald Trump big ask, you know, ask for 100% and then looks like you're compromising when you get 90%, something like that. But anyway, so without going on, but people that have really shown themselves now. So who's the Richard Inman, who for a very long time has been closely affiliated with Tommy. I still have an awful lot of respect for Tommy. And that group of people that have been extremely tight to him, they seem to be going, whichever way you were looking at the screen, that was left, right? And then other people seem to be going, no, okay, well, I'm going to step to the right, because that's the side that seems to be making most sense for me. And so let it divide. Let's find out where the numbers are. Let reform continue to be nothing in particular. Just bleh. What are they? They're nothing. And the people... I did a video yesterday. Obviously, it didn't get the views that normally a channel video does when I talk about reform. Last I checked, it was like 380 something. And lots of comments. Thank you very much. And almost entirely Rupert and Restore was the answer. I think I saw one comment that just said that Nigel Farage has achieved a lot more. Somehow that makes him the better person to vote for. All right, if you say so. But you can see how, obviously, this echo chamber, and I know it's an echo chamber, but usually there's a bit more nuance in the comments than that. That was, I mean, it was like, if you scale that up, that's in the 90% of Rupert's the guy. And so then let the cards fall where they are, and let's see where we are. Like, there's a channel called Dino Bane. He's popped up in my algorithm quite a lot over the last year. Quite like his stuff. If you see this, mate, hello. And he was responding to a video from Richard Inman that was slagging him off, you know, and it's like, it's just seems to be where we're going. I also really like at the moment, as it called, the State of Politics. It's got Bo Dade in it and another lad from the Lotus Eaters, and they're perfectly reasonable. And I say Bo was kicked out of Reform for stating reform policies. That's just mad, isn't it? So anyway, this video, I don't know what's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, the let's have the divide. Let's see who's who, and see where we're all standing and where the numbers are. And I think the longer this goes on, the numbers will grow on what I will call my side, the right side of things, and those that are the pro-Israel can't really define what they are, civic nationalists, are going to have to make a decision one day to be irrelevant, to just, you know, hold their nose and come to our side, or join the others, I suppose. I don't know what they're going to do, but I think our side wins, and whatever happens in the end, I still have no faith that the solution is political, even though I'm putting everything on. This just sounds like real hypocrisy, doesn't it? I don't mean it to. Sorry, I am putting an awful lot of faith in Rupert and Restore, because I believe them. Now, that doesn't mean that I believe that it will work, because they're going to have everything against them, us as well. I have volunteered. I put, you know, on. I've said in the response to their emails, I will do anything you want me to do to help. But the establishment will do everything it can to prevent it, and I just feel that eventually enough people are going to come to the conclusion that they're going to have to take their country back, and it's going to have to get less nice in order to do it. And that's as cryptic as I'll be about that, but you know, you all know what I mean. and I still think it goes there eventually. But if I'm proven wrong, I'll be absolutely delighted because I don't want to be part of that. But it's I don't see another way. Anyway, does that make sense? I don't know. Hope you all have a very nice day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.